Greetings, loved ones, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to another watch this if you're blank video. I've done 2 of these in the past, and I really enjoy filming them for the sake of like my own mental health, you know, and then also yours, because then we can just have a talk about things. The first video I ever filmed like this was called Watch This If You're Sad or Lonely. And then the second video I filmed like this was called Watch This If You're Overthinking. And I go back and I watch those every so often just to remind myself that I'm not alone. And I think that these videos help people to feel the same way, or at least I hope that they do. So I'm filming another one today to help you feel less alone and less lost, hopefully, because I'm filming this about just when you feel lost, when you feel like every day you're waking up and you're like, what even is the point, you know, to any of it, honestly? Because if I'm gonna wake up and live another day like this, then what is tomorrow gonna be like? The exact same freaking thing of me not having the answers to all these questions in my head, me feeling like I have no general direction in life, me feeling like I'm just floating in the abyss. You know, I just want to say first off on this whole feeling lost topic that I think a lot of us can relate to this right now because we are living in a pandemic-ridden world where millions of people have lost their jobs. So many people have too much time on their hands. They're like, what do I even do with all this time if I'm not working? Or perhaps you're at a job that you freaking hate and you're like, is this going to be forever that I have to work here and do this for the rest of my life until I find something else? Am I ever gonna find my place in this world? And I asked on Instagram for people to send me stuff that they're feeling lost or just generally uncertain about. And the overarching theme of those was life, period. Just like, I don't know what my life is. And I feel like that is just so relatable for so many people in their 20s. They're like, is this just what we're gonna be doing? Just like the whole time, and then like we'll die later? But right now, this is it? Are you sure? There has to be more than this. But also what a lot of people sent in was generally just like future, what my future will hold, what my career will hold, what my family will hold. And I got a lot of I'm up in the air after I graduated kind of stuff, or I'm uncertain about money and how I'm gonna make it. Just a lot of general career path, finding path, life purpose kind of blibbity blab. And those are all so valid. Like, how are we even supposed to know, especially in our 20s, what we're supposed to do for the rest of our freaking lives, brothers? I just can't get over the fact that like people, when they get out of college, are supposed to just have their whole life in their hands and be like, all right, here's my plan, and I'm sticking to it. You know, it's like plans change, people change. And if you're feeling lost in this world, freaking join the club, brothers. Because literally the only thing that is certain in this life is change. That is a theme that I love to go back and just remind myself of, because it's like, how are we supposed to know that this little snapshot, this moment in time, how you're living right now is going to be how your life's gonna look for the rest of your life? It's just not. It's not gonna look like that. People are gonna come in and out of it. You're gonna go to different places and meet different people, and you'll become a different person day by day, brother. You're gonna change, you're gonna grow. I love it. I love to see it. So at least we have that kind of a theme as a reminder. Hopefully that gives some people some sense of hope for feeling lost. Like, at least you'll come out of it eventually and find whatever else you wanna do. But also I feel like life is kind of just being lost and being like, I don't know really what we're all doing, but I think we're trying our best. Anyways, speaking of trying my best, I feel like generally throughout life when I have these issues that come up when I'm like, wow, I'm really feeling lost about this, I'm really feeling so unmotivated and uncertain about this one particular thing in my life, I always turn to talking to somebody about my feelings other than just letting them roll around in my own head and cause a ruckus. And you know, I talk about most things with my partner, but honestly, sometimes you just need an unbiased third party to bounce your thoughts off of, and that is why I love therapy. This video is sponsored by BetterHelp. I just wanted to talk about them really quickly because therapy and mental health in general is just like top priority for me. If I'm struggling with something, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go on there, talk to my counselor about it, all right? So if you personally feel like something is standing in the way between you and your happiness or you accomplishing your personal goals and you wanna talk to a therapist about it, don't feel any shame in doing so, baby. You can go to betterhelp.com/Meghan and get 10% off your first month. When you follow that link, you can go and fill out a questionnaire that basically just asks you about your needs, what you need out of therapy, and then BetterHelp will then assess those needs and pair you with a licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating to that therapist in under 48 hours. And I also want to let you guys know that this is not a crisis line. This is also not a self-help line. It is professional online counseling done securely. The service is available worldwide, which is so great. I also feel like it's really nice to do online counseling when you can't find something locally that is assessing your needs correctly. And BetterHelp has a pretty broad range of expertise on the platform, which I really enjoy because I live out in kind of a rural area and it's hard to find people close by to me that are licensed in what I need. Online counseling is also just ideal for me personally because I can message my counselor at any time of day and expect a response back in a timely manner. And also something that I really enjoy is that they make it really easy to switch counselors if you're not meshing or jiving with the one that you have. I've actually had to switch counselors twice now, so it's definitely easy to switch it up and find exactly what you want. It's also more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. So again, you can go to betterhelp.com/Meghan, that is better, H-E-L-P, and you can join the over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with an experienced professional. We absolutely love to see it. Now, I really want to read off some of what you guys sent in that you're feeling lost about, just so other people can know that they're less alone in feeling these exact same ways, because I read so many of these and was like, wow, I feel that way too. And aside from just the ones I already said about life and career and just like the future and what it holds and family and all that kind of stuff, I got a lot of people saying that they feel lost in the realm of dating and relationships and not knowing what they want and not knowing if they're expressing it clearly. So many people are just uncertain about how other people feel about them. So I just want to say, if you're feeling lost in love or confused or like you don't know what to do, oh boy, have I been there. And also I just feel like I always found so much more peace when I would just communicate what I wanted and needed and exactly how I felt. I would be like, please stop playing games with me. You're kind of wasting my time. That's how I'm feeling right now. So I just want to let you know, I'm in on this, you know? I like you. I'm trying to figure out where this is going, but I'm wondering if you're feeling the same. So I feel like it's definitely worth it to take a chance sometimes in not wasting your own time and just being like, this is what I want. I'm gonna communicate my needs. I know not necessarily anybody who sent these in is asking for advice, but I'm just giving some anyways. Sorry. I also got a lot of ones that sound like this. I don't know who I am. I feel uncertain about my personality and my identity and how I identify, which is something that I feel like time truly heals. Okay, honestly, upon editing this part, I was like, I don't know if this is exactly what I wanted to say, because let me just say that figuring out what your identity is and how you identify and all of that stuff, like I can't do that for you. You know what I mean? And also, I feel like it's kind of hard to even advise on this kind of a question, or not even a question, just an existential dread, because I have never personally been through the experience of not knowing how I identify. I've always been a very bold person in acting as though I know exactly what I want and I need out of life, and I've always had a very firm understanding of my own personality and being unapologetically myself. And I feel like it's honestly privileged of me to sit here and tell you how to do that when I've always just had, you know, the ability to do that. And I haven't really sat back and been like, is this how I want to present myself? You know, the only answer that I have to this question that would even remotely understand what you're going through is like figuring out how I want to present myself online, but also at the same time, I'm also myself online. So it's not like I really didn't know how to put myself out there or didn't know what I wanted to like show the world. and I never really had a struggle in like finding my voice. And so I'm not sharing this to be like, yay me and boo you, but more so just like, I haven't been through this, you know? And like, I genuinely think that when it comes to advising on life and advising on people's choices and how they live, I don't necessarily always feel comfortable doing that for people when I haven't been through the experience they're talking about. So my advice to this, if you're struggling finding your identity and how you identify or what your pronouns are, is find people in your life who feel that same way, or who you know have comfortably come into themselves and you see as an example of being unapologetically themselves, and ask them not necessarily how they did it, but like how they found peace along the way, you know, because nobody can give you the formula for this is how I found myself, but they can help you with the dirty work that might come in that process. So that's my answer to this. I love you. Keep going. Okay. I know that it's really corny, but truly, like, don't give up on finding yourself, because I feel like once you hit that point where you have people around you who understand you and who see you in the most authentic way that you're presenting, and they accept that, that is like so freeing. So I think that that's definitely a certain aspect too that's nice to keep in mind. It's like, am I comfortable being around these people in my life? And are the people around me holding me back from figuring out who I am? Just a question to ask yourself. Love you. And I just feel like as for identity and as for these things that make us us, those are just like well seasoned as the years go on. You know, they always say that you thrive in your 40s and 50s. Like, they always say that you really step into yourself at that point. And maybe that will be just a different window for me to have a midlife crisis, but also at the same time, I feel like I'm looking forward to that, and how unapologetically myself I will be even more so in my 40s and 50s. So if anything, that is something to look forward to. I also got a ton of like, I'm uncertain about the future of our planet and just like what the climate is going to hold, and same, that's why I focus so much of my life on trying to live with the least impact, environmentally speaking, as I can. And I just really try to focus on sustainability, and that brings me a little bit more peace knowing like I'm personally doing as much as I can. So that's kind of my advice on that, is like, don't get too wrapped up in what everybody else is doing, because you literally can't control big corporations and stop making them do X, Y, and Z until we have structural change. And until then, you personally can take that upon yourself to write your representatives, call people, write letters, campaign, vote for the people who you want to see in charge, and that's what you can do. But until we see systematic change, I would just not exhaust yourself, because if you get too much on the downhill, it's just gonna keep sliding, baby. I don't know if that was even a good way to say that, but I kind of love it. I also got many ones that were just like, I feel uncertain about COVID. When will the pandemic be over? I don't have the answers to those questions, and I'm in the exact same boat as you. I am just very uncertain about the future in general. That's why I'm not even trying to plan my wedding right now, because I'm like, what is even gonna happen with the pandemic? Like, even if we do get the vaccine, I get it, okay? I just have to say that. I don't have the answers. I try to stay updated on COVID news and just figure out timeline-wise when we are going to be able to kind of return back to, I don't know, normal university life for people. Like, that's just a huge question I'm getting a lot. Or normal work life, you know, not being unemployed anymore and having more jobs open up. I think we're on the right track, certainly with this new administration that's coming in the US. But as for just like what the pandemic is going to do to our mental health long term and all, I don't have all of the answers to those things. I'm just truly hoping for the freaking best, and all I can do is worry about myself and you guys and try to just listen and help you guys as well. But I'm gonna end this off on this because I feel this so hard. I'm not gonna say this person's name, but they just said, will I ever accomplish the goals that I've had for the past 3 years? Wouldn't I like to know? Honestly, because I also have had certain goals in my mind for the past X amount of years, 6 years. I definitely always have things in my head where I'm like, you know what, one day I'm gonna do that. And it's really easy to just get lost and wrapped up in life and then find a different little avenue that you wanna go down. And at least we have the ability to change our hobbies and what we wanna do and what we're interested in. And so I've been really focusing on just honing in on my hobbies and doing what brings me genuine joy. And then also thinking about goals that I had in the past and reevaluating them and being like, is that something that I still want? I definitely will go back and be like, oh, I don't really find a spark with that anymore. I'm honestly just gonna kind of leave it. But also then I have that question in my head where I'm like, am I just leaving it because I'm afraid that I'm gonna be bad at it and so I'm just not gonna do it? And is my perfectionism just getting in the way of me ever accomplishing my goals because I just don't want anybody to ever see the thing that I made because I'm afraid of what people will say about it? I don't know. That might be probably one of the hardest questions to answer, Rue. Thank you. It's really nice of you to give me comfort. Sometimes I film these videos and then I start asking all of the questions and more, and then I'm like, wow, I think that I actually threw myself for more of a loop upon filming this than offered peace. But also at the same time, I feel like I always get peace upon posting stuff like this because then in the comments, everybody just makes me feel a little bit better and less alone. And I hope that in turn, me making this video helps you feel the same way. And also, I just really like to think about goals in general as day by day, baby. Make a little to-do list. Sure, I have about 25 things on my to-do list that maybe I bounce around to different days and I think about for future occasions. When I have more time, I'll do X, Y, and Z. I'll clean out the barn. I'll clean out the basement when my day's more free, you know? But aren't we all just a couple of little busy bees? There's always so much to get done and so much to do and so much laying to get done as well. I love to lay. I mean, peace, love, laying. That's what I say. And so sometimes you just really gotta lay down for a while. But also, if I'm really gonna give you powerful advice right now, I would say just identify one thing that you've been thinking about for a very long time and you generally just feel lost about. Take that into your palm right now, look at it, say, do I really want this? If you do, please do one active thing to accomplish said goal. But if you look at it and you're like, I don't think I really want this. I think everybody else just wants this for me. Or maybe it was something that 18-year-old me wanted, but 23-year-old me doesn't want that anymore. And that's okay, and that's valid. I just think a little reevaluation is kind of fun sometimes, so maybe do a little bit of that. But also, working on actively accomplishing your goals is great. And hats off to you if you're doing one of those things every single day to accomplish all of your goals, but also at the same time, just existing is fine as is, okay? Because we're in the middle of a pandemic, and I really want to stress to you guys that, like, if you're not doing something every day to make your life as productive as possible, it's not the end of the world, okay? We're just humans just existing. This is literally an unprecedented time. We've never been in a pandemic before as we have existed as humans, and we don't currently have the tools to figure out how to go about this. It's our first time doing it. You learn from going through these experiences and then just moving on. And so I hope when we move on, we'll have a lot of these experiences in our tool belt, and we'll have a lot of self-reflection and a lot of time inside, and we'll have a lot of just honed in hobbies that we'll be able to take into our next experience of life, okay? If I keep talking about this, I would literally be here all day. So I think I'm just going to go and talk to my therapist about all of these things, and I'm gonna sign off, okay? So thank you again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Thank you again to you guys for watching this. Genuinely, thank you so much for sitting and just hearing me out. I love you so much. We're gonna be okay, all right? We're all lost. We're all trying to find our way home, baby. That is a cliche phrase, but it means something, okay? Okay, I gotta go. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up for being subscribed to my channel if you're not already. I make videos like this, and sometimes about fashion, and sometimes about sustainability and other stuff, whenever I want. I also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/Meghan Hughes. If you wanna see more content from me, I upload a ton to there every single month. I also have a Twitch where I live stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, so you can come watch me game, baby, and hang out, and you can come ask me questions in real time. I love you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Stay smiling. Bye, guys.